So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get started. I promise not to be before you long, but to provide you with some very impactful information as it relates to MWR Financial. As I mentioned earlier, we had a committed guest, the CEO and founder of MWR Financial, Mr. Brian House. But because of travel issues tonight, we may not be able to get him on the platform. He may come on later. But in the meantime, we're going to do the short version of the presentation to help you fully understand what so many people are excited about, and that is MWR Financial. So we're going to go to screen share, and we're going to launch our presentation. So once again, thank you. We're going to open it up for a healthy discussion at the end of this session to talk about what you've seen and heard and how we implement this process in our personal lives as well as our business lives to really move forward and do the things that we must do for ourselves and our family. We have a tremendous responsibility as men, and this all stems from last week when we had 300 plus women on another platform and just a handful of men, much like tonight. And that all came from our event in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago, where they asked all the women to come to the stage. And as a result of that, there were just a handful of men left in the room. So why are women outpacing us? Why are they getting more done? It seems that they're more ambitious, possibly. I'm not sure. But we have a great role as men. And that's what this platform is targeting tonight, to bring you to the fold, to help you understand what we've got our hands on. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. I promise again not to be before you long, but we're here to talk about the greatest opportunity that I believe exists on planet Earth, and that is nothing more than MWR Financial. We're excited about this because we see the impact, we see the difference that it's already had in the lives of so many people across this country. So give me a minute here. We're going to the next slide. So what we've been able to do is basically carve ourselves a little niche within this economy. We've become the complete cash flow system. We've created that. So let's talk about those areas of cash flow. How do we do it? How have we mastered it? And we now offer it to the average person to be able to do the exact same thing. First, we're going to help you create cash flow. Add to what you're currently doing. Then we want to help you increase cash flow from your existing finance. And at the same time, we're going to help you multiply your cash flow, meaning we're going to put that money to work for you. So let's move forward here. Let's talk about how we create cash flow for you. Add to what you're currently doing. Well, let's look at a compensation plan that has the ability to pay us 7 different ways, starting with you gathering customers, meaning people that are interested in getting their financial life in order, using the tools and systems that we have in place. You're going to be paid $40 up front for that customer. As you gather these customers, you're now in a position to generate 10% in residual income as a result of what those customers pay in. So you're going to get paid up front and you're going to get paid a residual income. But here's the other opportunity. You can partner with like-minded individuals like me and many others who say, I want to build a business. I want to partner with you and work this MWR financial opportunity. You're going to be paid $50 to sponsor that person into the business. Now that you've done that, here's where the money starts to really grow, because we've added what we call a momentum bonus. So now you have the ability to build a team and you're going to get paid to get off to a fast start. We're going to incentivize this thing for you. So you have the ability with our momentum bonus to make $150 to as much as $1,500. Now, keep in mind, they give us a 90-day window to complete this, but there's nothing written in this compensation plan saying that you've got to take 90 days. Many people are doing it in 7 days. Many people are doing it in 10 days, 20 days, 30 days. I say take advantage of everything MWR Financial has to offer, hit the ground running, and take all the money that they put on the table. Now, let's talk about our leadership bonuses to an unlimited level. Now, they pay out through an unlimited level as your organization grows. So as your team grows, it doesn't matter who sponsored who, wherever they are in your organization. Now that you position yourself as a 3-star, at least a 3-star executive director, you will start earning anywhere between $30 to as much as $150 for everybody that comes into your organization. Now, you've seen growth, right? Let's continue that growth. They offer us what we call a weekly performance bonus, meaning we're going to be paid $300 when 6 people join your organization. The clock starts ticking on Monday. It ends at Sunday night, midnight. You do that, 6 people join your organization within that week time frame. On Monday, you've got $300 in your MWR Financial Bank. Now, here's where it gets exciting and what everybody loves about this opportunity, because we're the only one in the industry that does it. We're talking about a daily guaranteed income, ladies and gentlemen. A daily guaranteed income, guys, from $5 to as much as $15,000 a day. Now, let's take a look at what that looks like. We know that $15,000 a day equates to $450,000 a month. Gentlemen, that is well over $5 million, $5 million a year. Now, you know your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations far more than I do. You know the impact that you want to have. You know the difference that you want to make. With $5 million a year, help you get it done. That project that's been on your heart, that vision that God gave you 30 years ago. Can we fulfill the assignment now if we've got the financial means to do it? That is what this is all about. But let's start at the beginning. What is it going to take to hit these levels? You just need some help. You need to find some people that see what you see, that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, that want to control their own destiny. They want to dictate the terms themselves. You bring those people to the fold to partner with you. You're now in a position to start generating income immediately. So 3 people, we're not saying 33, only 3 people are required for you to jumpstart this opportunity. You get 3 like-minded individuals that partner with you, 1 outside customer. Do that on Monday. Tuesday, you start collecting $5 a day. Guys, that's $150 a month. Well, someone said to me, well, Gerald, $150 a month doesn't sound like a whole lot of money. Let me show you what $150 a month looks like. In order for a person to receive $150 a month consistently, ongoing for an indefinite period of time, that person would have to have $36,000 sitting somewhere that they can't touch, that's returning them at least 5% interest. Where are you going to go to do that? And where are you going to get $36,000 from? Most of us don't have it. I surely didn't have it. But I didn't worry about that. I knew 3 people, so I started there. I couldn't put my hand on $36,000, but I could go find 3 people, and I started generating the $5 a day the following day. Now, let's help those 3 get their 3. Now you've got 12 people on your team. Keep in mind, you've only sponsored 3. Now you're at $20 a day, $600 a month. That's $7,300 a year. And passive residual income, whether you get out of bed or not. Well, let's not stop there. Let's duplicate this process again. Help those 12 get their 3. You've got 36 people on your team. Now you're at $50 a day, $1,500 a month in passive residual income. Why is that so important? Because the average Social Security income in this United States for somebody who's already committed 30 or 40 years of their life to a job only is around $1,400 a month. We've got people doing this in 90 days. We got people doing this in 30 days. We've got people doing this in record time, guys, getting to this level of income. But let's duplicate this process again. For the sake of argument, let's help those 36 get their 3. Now you've got 90 people on your team. You're at $100 a day, $3,000 a month in passive residual income. $3,000 a month in passive residual income. Now, at this point, are we able to begin to turn the corner? Can we take some pressure off? Can we pay some bills off early? Can we reposition our finances to finally begin to win instead of this grind of paycheck to paycheck, paid on Friday, broke on Monday, working just to pay bills? We want to end all of that. But let's take those 90 people and help them get their 3. You now have 180 people on your team. You're at $150 a day, $4,500 a month, ladies and gentlemen. Why is that number so important? Because we know the median income in these United States for a working person is a little bit over $50,000 a year. We've got people doing this, hitting this mark here in record time. Let's go to the next level. Help those 180 get their 3. You got 300 people on your team. My good friend and business partner in Southern California, Mr. Fernando Ramirez, is a regional director with MWR Financial, making $200 a day, $6,000 a month, $73,000 a year. And someone please ask me how long it took him to do it. 8 months. How many of you know people that make $73,000 a year? How long did it take them to get there? How many years did they have to commit to grow to that level of income? You're talking about a man who's done this in 8 months, but it gets even better. The top income earner with this opportunity, a young man out of Atlanta, Georgia, early 40s, Mr. Brian M. Bean, a very good friend of mine, is making $1,000 a day, $30,000 a month. Now, let me ask you this question. That's $365,000 a year. When you start generating that level of income, what changes in your life? Everything. The car you drive, the house you live in, the clothes you wear, where you send your kids to school. You want to talk about impact? Is this a good start for you? So I say to you before we leave this chart, pick your number. What is it going to take to set you free? You know that number better than I do. Whatever that number is, let's show you how to get that done so that you can have the impact that your life was designed to have. Moving forward, let's talk about now how we increase your cash flow with experts. Now, you don't have to do all of this on your own. We're talking about pulling this money from your existing finances. This is money that you and I are already overpaying, right? So where are we overpaying this money? Let's start with taxes. 1/3 of your income right off the top of your earnings. Whether you're getting paid every week, every 2 weeks, every month, it does not matter. That's a pretty big chunk of money, right? So what does life begin to look like for you when we can put that money back into your check as early as your next pay period? We have the ability to do that. So now we're increasing cash flow. Now let's look at lowering your bills. All those consistent bills that you pay every single month, cell phone, internet, cable, satellite, all of those things. How about shredding a portion of those bills away and putting the difference of that money back into your pocket? Let's talk about our ability to help you enhance your credit score. Why is that so important? We know that a higher credit score is going to get you lower interest rate and lower down payments. This is another way that we've created to put more money, again, back in your pocket. Imagine the difference between a 12.5% interest and 6.5% interest is about $300. Put that back into your pocket. Now, here's my favorite one, our ability to help you eliminate debt. I want you to understand that there are millions of people across this country that are currently living a debt-free lifestyle. You and I now have the ability to do the exact same thing. And let's think about it for a minute. What would life begin to look like or feel like for you if you were totally debt-free? It wouldn't matter whether you got paid every week, every 2 weeks, every month, but when you got paid, say you had no bills, no mortgage, no credit card, no student loan, no car payment. What does life now begin to look like? You ain't got to tell me. It changes everything, ladies and gentlemen. It changes everything. Now, here's another very critical component of our process, keys to home ownership. Why is that so important? Because we've taken on the responsibility of closing the wealth gap that exists in this country. What do I mean by that? We know the average net worth of a homeowner in this United States is $200,000 versus the average net worth of a renter in the United States is only $5,000. You want to talk about a wealth gap? It does exist. Our Keys to Home Ownership program was designed to help the average everyday person that cannot go to a bank today and qualify for traditional lending. We don't care what credit looks like. We don't care if you got some or all the down payment, but come to the table with what you can. But we don't care about DTI, debt to income. We can fix all of those things because we're in that business as a full-scale financial strategies company. We're going to put you into the house of your dream. We've got 36 months to get you buyer ready. And for whatever reason, in that 36-month period, you don't like the deal that the bank is offering, you've got a 3-year track record with us, stay with us, and we'll finance the balance of the mortgage for the life of the loan. That is the beauty of what this program brings to the table. Now, let's talk about multiplying your cash flow. We want to put this money to work for you. Now, we've showed you how to create new income. Now we want to talk about helping you increase that income through that cash flow creation that we created, right? So all this new money, what do we do now? We put this money to work. We find a job for it. We're going to show you how to multiply this money because you know as well as I do, at the end of the day, if you don't find a way to put yourself in a position where you've got money, making money for you while you're asleep, you're going to be forced to work until you're down. I'm quoting Warren Buffett now. And these are true facts, ladies and gentlemen, because this system was never designed for you and I to win. There's never will be enough hours in the day, enough time that you can commit. I don't care how many overtime hours they give you. You won't ever be able to generate the level of income that you need to set yourself free. And we now have an opportunity to do that because we're going to use the same principles and tools that wealthy people have always had. There is no wonder why 5% of the population controls 95% of the wealth. Simply because those 5% have understood clearly how to make money work for them. They're going to put that money to work. Let's do a diversified cash flow account, a high yielding investment account that pays quarterly dividends, that gives you access to the money anytime you want it for any reason you need it. It doesn't stop there. Let's talk about our private reserve account, the ability to do the exact same thing, to put you in a position where you can put money into an investment account, receive high yields, access this money anytime you want it for any reason you need it, never pay taxes on it. Who does that? Wealthy people do it every single day. You and I now have the ability to do the same thing. Even with land banking, we are now in a position to buy land in the path of growth at 20 to 40% below the market value. Who does that? And think about where we are in our psyche, our mindset. What are we used to buying on sale? Shoes, clothes. Wealthy people buying land on sale every single day. You and I now can do the exact same thing. But here's my favorite one. Trust my asset. This platform is profound. I've been fortunate enough to be blessed to activate this part of our services to help me position myself to lead generational wealth. And that is what this is going to guarantee us. Now, we've helped you increase all this money. We've helped you create new money. Now we want to help you keep this money, protect it long term, hand it down to your children's children, position yourself. You hear wealthy people talk all the time about trust. We now have the ability to do the exact same thing. But let's talk about results. What this program is doing for tens of thousands of people across this country. Documentation. I encourage you to go to the MWR Financial Testimonial page and hear from people across this country that have been impacted by this program in a very positive way. Now, you want to talk about people generating income through this opportunity? We got multiple $1 million residual club ring earners. Just added a few more when we were at our Las Vegas event a few weeks ago. Why are people so excited about this platform? Why are so many Americans are gravitating toward this platform? Simply because of these reasons. Our ability to increase your cash flow at a tune of $2,000 a month. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't matter what you're making right now in the way of income. We're going to find money that you and I are overpaying, and we're going to put that money back into your pocket. And we're averaging $2,000 a month. Add $2,000 a month to what you currently do right now, and you tell me how that makes you feel. What sort of impact does that have on you and your family? And we've not sponsored a soul. This is service oriented only, just using the services. So there's no wonder why our retention rate is so high at 62.1%. How is that possible when this industry basically averages 15-30% retention? We are killing it in the way of providing services that work. Why is it working so well? Because you're talking now about a business and membership results that outperform the cost. What are we saying? We're going to put you in a position where you're actually generating more income from your participation than what it costs you to participate. Unheard of until now. MWR Financial has the ability to do it, but it gets even better. We're talking about offering you a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, keep in mind, we're operating within the financial service space. Who does this? Nobody else. Let's see what they say in layman's terms. They say if our opportunity experts and services don't help you create, increase, or multiply your cash flow within the first 30 days, MWR Financial gives you a full refund. What are you required to do? Participate in your own rescue. Upload the documentation, schedule the appointments, get the process started, let our experts do the rest of the work for you. You're talking about dealing with now licensed, trained experts. So someone said to me, how is it possible that a full-scale financial strategies company can make such a bold statement and go as far as putting it in writing? Because they know, I know, and tens of thousands of people have already figured out that it works. Now, why does it work so well? Think about this. What these guys have been able to do is level the playing field. They've given the average everyday person, you and me, the same access to the tools and systems that wealthy people have always had. But here's the thing, I'm convinced that separates us from anyone else. Not only do we get the tools and systems, but we get a live, trained, licensed expert to hold our hand through the entire process. That is why we're winning, and we're going to continue to win. Now, let's answer that $64 million question. What is it going to cost me to access these services if this is where I want to start just to use the services? $149.97. No setup fee. Now, this includes a spouse, ladies and gentlemen. Think about the ability for the price of a cup of coffee a day to reduce your taxes, lower your bills, eliminate your debt, raise your credit score, access the keys to home ownership, and also our investment vehicles like the diversified cash flow account, the private reserve account, land banking, and Trust My Asset for the cost of $149.97. Here's what we know for sure. You couldn't go anywhere in the United States and find one of these services, much less all of them, for only $149.97. Nor could you go anywhere in the United States and find one of these services, much less all of them, to include a spouse, for only $149.97. I'll continue to say it. This is the win for the average everyday person. This is absolutely the win, guys. So we've got to get on board and understand how we can change the trajectory of our financial life by accessing a program that delivers in a major way. Now, you may be like me and said, listen, I want to get my financial life in order. I want to use those services. I'll make that commitment, but I'm also interested in generating another stream of income. And this stream of income can actually be the income that sets you free. I'm a perfect example. I saw this opportunity 6 years ago. Within 2 years of me promoting this very platform that you're seeing, using the same compensation plan that you saw, within 2 years, I was able to replace the $65,000 a year income and walk away, give that man back what he gave me. Now, I was grateful for the job. It did exactly what it had to do, but I know I was called to do something greater, and I needed the freedom. So we're talking about an investment of $249.97. You're paying $100 more than what a customer would pay. You still get the ability to reduce your taxes, lower your bills, eliminate your debt, raise your credit score, access to keys to home ownership, diversified cash flow account, the private reserve account, land banking, and even Trust My Assets. All of that is a part of this. But here's what you've done with this $249.97 investment that you've made into yourself and your family. You now are a home-based business owner. What have you just done? You've opened up the door to 400 different tax deductions that didn't exist before you were, as a W-2 employee. So we know this. You think about the way tax laws are structured in this country. Who are they designed to favor the most? Business owners. So we figured out early, you can't beat them. So let's join them and let's take advantage of all these deductions ourselves. We also are in a position now to create immediate income. I said it, immediate income. You're in this business right now. You refer someone to this program right now. You get paid right now. Now, when we talk about residual income from $5 a day to as much as $15,000 a day, you pick your number. Not to mention the leadership bonuses paid through infinity as you grow your organization. This $249.97, let's just call it $250. This investment puts you in business with the fastest growing financial strategies company in the United States. That's MWR Financial. Not only that, It's $249.97, $250 investment, put you in the middle of a multi-trillion-dollar a year industry, which is financial services. Listen, think about this. What you're bringing to the table is a solution to the problem that 98% of the people in this country have. The issue is finances. You tell me a time in the history of your life where money has not been an issue for everyone that you know, probably including yourself and me as well. It will be an issue 10 years from today, 20 years from today, 30 years from today, 100 years from today, all by design. Because these guys have been very careful not to release this information to the public until now. So we're pulling back the curtain and we're sharing these so-called wealth secrets, which is no more than biblical principles. This is my opinion. That's where they got them from, and they were designed for all of us to access. Now, at this point, we're considering you probably are a 2 or 1. If you're a 2, you want to focus on the services, right? You're going to pay the $149.97 to include a spouse. All right, that's going to be your upfront cost to get started. Now, if you are a 2, I strongly suggest that you text the person that invites you to this platform tonight and just send them the number 2. They'll know what to do. They're going to send you a link. That link is going to give you direct access to these services tonight. You don't have to wait until the office opens up tomorrow morning. You can start the process right now. Now, if you're 1, you're like me, you want it all. Text the person that invites you to this platform the number 1. They know exactly what to do. They're going to send you a link. You're going to create your website. You're going to get full access. No need to reinvent the wheel. Everything you need is already in place. A true turnkey operation. Capture pages, websites, marketing materials, all of that has already been designed. You just get in this thing and start driving. It's going to take care of itself. Everything, again, that you need is already in place, ladies and gentlemen. So now listen, I told you I wouldn't be before you long. But I did want to promise you that I would deliver some incredible, impactful information. And that's what we've done. Because, again, I consider MWR Financial to be the ultimate cash flow company, but the greatest opportunity that exists on planet Earth. Now, that concludes our presentation. Again, I told you it wouldn't be before you long, but we're going to come out to the field and we're going to have a conversation with the men that are on the platform tonight, particularly those who are already engaged. Now, those who are not engaged, I want you to ask your questions. Don't leave this platform without getting your questions answered tonight, because you can't make an educated decision unless you understand fully what you've seen and heard. And that is my job tonight, to help you do that. So the platform is open. Gentlemen, all you'll have to do is unmute yourself. Let's get some feedback here. What do you think about what you've seen and heard? If you're new, ask your questions. If you're already in the business and you're having results and your life has taken a different turn as a result of what this platform brings to the table, we want to hear from you as well. I see my good friend Fernando Ramirez out of Southern California is on the platform. I mentioned him early in the presentation, ladies and gentlemen. In 8 months, positioned himself as a regional director with MWR Financial, making $200 a day, $6,000 a month. That's pretty impressive, guys, in a period of 8 months. So Fernando's out there. We got Coach T. Fernando, welcome to the platform, sir.
Much, Dr. G.W. Parker. Amazing presentation. I feel like I'm hearing it for the very first time, and that's the thing about this incredible business. It allows you to rejuvenate your enthusiasm. And yes, I feel more excited today than I did the day that I started, that I signed up for the very first time, because I knew how much people needed what we do. Being a part of the industry of network marketing for 29 years, this is the 3rd platform that I've put together, to be able to help people out. And we have done an incredible job because of what we provide through our membership. So the testimonies that we have heard from many people, personally, I've been able to fix my taxes from a $30,000 tax issue that I had. Our experts were able to bring it down to $7,500. So that on its own speaks for itself. The membership really works. The pillar services, really get to know what they're all about. They're going to help you in every area of your life. And then turning it over into the wealth opportunities that we have by putting our money to work for us is another component that I really enjoy. I've had, a couple of consultations last week, putting some investments out there to be able to put some money for retirement. It's just phenomenal. And helping, our communities. We got English and Spanish speaking folks that are very happy with what the company provides. And we're just aiming for higher goals and be able to accomplish everyone's goals and dreams with this MWR platform. And thank you so much for leadership, Dr. G.W. Parker. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak for just a short moment.
Hey, listen, Fernando, it's an honor to do business with you, sir, and to be in business with you. You have a passion for people like nothing I've ever seen, and you know that we can make a difference with this platform. Tens of thousands of people across this country, lives have already been impacted, And I'm telling you, it's a joy for me to work alongside you, sir, to see the difference that we're making. So congratulations again on your success. And I know this is only the beginning for you, because you bring a tremendous amount of experience to this industry and to this platform. The value that you bring to this team is just unbelievable. So I want to also recognize Dr. Blackman now. His hands up. Go ahead, sir. Just unmute yourself, doctor.
Hey, good afternoon, Joe. Good afternoon, fellas.
Yes, sir.
First of all, man, I'm so happy, man, that I was there to see you reclaim a very important part of your life in Las Vegas.
Thank you.
That proposal, brother, it did something to me. It lit a fire up under me.
Amen.
I went back home. I left my job on June 30th, was my last day. I left because I realized after 4 years that I was making $25 an hour. And I went to them and I said, hey, look, you know, I'm 61 years old. I got all this experience. Why am I making $25 an hour? And said, well, you know, that's what you make. You got a salary. That's what it is. And so about 2 weeks ago, Gerald, they asked me to come back as a consultant. Now they're paying me like 4 times that. So, but the main reason I joined MWR, Gerald, and I've shared this with you, I think before, is I had a dream to open an elite college prep high school in Chicago, in one of Chicago's violent and poorest neighborhoods. And the school was going to cost me about $2.5 million to open it. I didn't want to do a charter school. I wanted it to be private. I wanted to fund it myself. And MWR is the vehicle that I'm using to fund that school. And so the other reason that I left my job was because I named the school after my mom. I incorporated it 2 years ago. And now we're in the process of actually putting that school together. And the school is going to be funded through the MWR business. So I'm excited. I'm on fire. I'm beyond on fire at this point. Because I saw in Vegas, I saw lives change. You know, it's one thing to talk about what a business does, but it's another thing to see the people parade across the stage and their lives actually get changed by this business. This business is the real deal, where lifestyle and legacy connect. And I assure you that all of those pieces are in place. The final thing, Gerald, is that I'm a certified life coach. But after Vegas, I changed my title. I am now a certified lifestyle and legacy coach. I'm the first one. Let Mr. House know that I'm the first lifestyle and legacy coach in the country, because I was so impressed by what I saw in Las Vegas.
Dr. Blackman, we honor you, sir, and truly, it's a pleasure to be in business with you, sir. The vision that you share and the commitments you've made, this whole concept with the school is going to impact so many lives. But see, guys, this is what I'm saying about MWR Financial, and you've all heard me say it before. This was never the assignment, right? God has called us to do an even greater work. But what he did realize is that we need the financial means in order to finance the assignment. You just heard Dr. Blackman talk about the school. Where did you generate the income from to be able to make that happen? This is the business. And I treat it the same way. I say take this business opportunity and create the income that you need so that you can get on with the work that God has called you to do. And so we're hearing it in person from a gentleman who has caught that vision, who understands is using this as a vehicle to get himself to the other side, and he can get on with the work that God has called him to do. And imagine the tens of thousands of lives that he'll be able to impact with that school. Sir, I honor you, truly, no question about it. But great, sir. Continue to do what you do. If there's anything I can ever do to help you, I'm on with you. I want to be a part of the mission.
Thank you, Gerald. And I know you mean that. I just absolutely love this business. I consider this business to be family.
Yes.
Not work, it's family. And so we all pull for each other. We all pulling in the same direction, and we're going to change the world.
No doubt about it, sir. We are definitely going to do that. I mean, imagine a group of like-minded individuals like ourselves, men, that step up and take our rightful place and become millionaires through this opportunity. What sort of impact can we have worldwide? What sort of change can we make? Can we shift the thinking of the average American? We have the ability to do something that's profound. So, Dr. Blackman, once again, thank you. And thank you, Fernando Ramirez. Next up, Mr. Richard Greer, my good friend. How are you, sir?
Yes, good evening, Dr. Parker. I'm doing very well, and thank you for the honor of participating in this call this evening. First and foremost, I just want to say 76 years old, good people, and I've been out here a long time. I've been in this field for 50 plus years, some form of network marketing. The reason I got into MWR Financial is that then it exposed me and it gave me the opportunity to inform individuals that there is a way that you can have your money working for you versus you working for your money. There is a way that we were never taught in school, we were never exposed to, and this gives us that opportunity to not only develop a legacy, but leave a legacy for our children, children, and our grandchildren. For me, MWR has basically surpassed my Social Security check that took me 50 years just to get to.
Wow.
So right now I have surpassed that. I have got my interest rate has gone down because my credit score has gone from a 637 to a 747. It has helped me to become debt-free, pay off a car note 15 months earlier, and also helped me to expose as many people, Dr. Parker, as I can, that we too, as seniors, are still thriving. We still got a lot in us, and we still can help a lot of the people that are coming behind us. So I just want to thank you for this opportunity. It's been, it's just anybody on here, I'm just going to tell you right now, you cannot go wrong with the investment because you'll get it back in tenfold if you just do the program. Dr. Parker, thank you for your time, sir. I appreciate you.
Wow. Richard Greer, it has truly been an honor to establish a friendship with you, sir, that I know will last a lifetime, my friend. And if we're not for this business, I don't know if you or I would have even had an opportunity to meet. But from the moment that I met you, sir, truly, we've locked arms on this journey. And at 76 years old, you continue to impress me. And as I always say when I see you, I want to see your driver's license because you got to prove to me that you're 76, my friend. But I love your energy. I love your level of commitment to seniors and what you're doing. And you're going to impact, as you already have, hundreds of thousands of lives across this country, my friend. I'm proud to be in business with you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely. Say, and guys, a real quick programming note. The idea was, if you saw the advertisement, Brian House is going to be on the platform with the CEO and founder of MWR Financial. Because of travel issues tonight, he may possibly still be able to get here, but it does not look like he'll be able to make it. We're having on schedule next Monday night, Mr. Adamo Tosin, the Monday after that, Mr. Brian Bean. So we're going to bring leadership to you every single Monday night. But this platform has been set up and designed to basically attract men. And we talk very candidly about where we are as men, our responsibilities, what we have the ability to do through this business to be able to reshape our lives and do the things that we need to do in our communities and our families and our churches. We have a great responsibility, but the only thing that's slowing most of us down is that we don't have the financial means. So as you heard Dr. Blackman talk about, we use this as the vehicle to generate the level of income to go ahead and put your stamp on this life that God has given you so that you can have the impact, because everyone is looking up to us. And again, we've got to step into our role and do what is necessary. So up next, Dante, go ahead, sir.
Hey, how y'all doing? I just wanted to, first of all, Mr. Gerald, I appreciate everything you're doing for the men of this business. I'm a 22-year-old college athlete. I've been in the business for 3 years. What this business has done for me is it's helped me generate passive income in terms of $600 a month.
Wow.
It helped me raise my credit score from a 544 to a 781. And like you said earlier, that can do wonders for interest rates. And credit approval and whatnot. And like I said, it definitely put me in position to be around great and powerful men like yourselves. Like I'm trying to build a legacy for my family that's not even here yet. I'm focused on that. Y'all inspire me, and just the leadership and the mentorship and the knowledge, the financial literacy that I've gained in the past 3 years in terms of being with the business has made me see my life and map my life out in such a strategic way, to where it's a no-fail mission right now. My plans are to go into the Air Force to help solidify this. I just came from MEPS on Saturday. I'm about to swear in. I got to go back one more time, but this part of the plan. I appreciate everything y'all have done and will do and are continuing to do for the ones that are looking up to y'all. Me and my group, the demographic I'm in, 22-year-olds, millennials, Gen X, Y, Z, all of them. We look up to y'all, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that y'all are taking the initiative to lead the way and show us how we're supposed to be as young men and, you know, eventually into seasoned men. So I just wanted to say thank you, and let's keep this rolling for sure.
No, brother, thank you, man. I tell you what, you make me proud, man. You make me proud just to hear you speak and you talk about your vision, your dream, and the fact that you locked into this opportunity and you're looking for leadership and guidance. And see, guys, this is what it's all about. For all those who are older than Dante, myself, I'm 61. I mean, for all of us that are older, this is the impact that we can have on the lives of young people. This is the next generation. And now this young man sees it. He has the vision. He understands it. He's moving forward in a very positive way in his life. Man, I love you for that. I tell you what, and you have been able, I'm sure, to attract other young people to see this opportunity as well. And there's even been a platform that I'm sure you're participating in on Thursday night that is designed for millennials. And I'm sending my nephews there, my young cousins. And I said, guys, you got to see this. You got to hear this. You got to hear what other people, young people in your age bracket are doing. You're conquering your life, my friend. You're dictating the terms right now, and it will end up exactly the way you want it to be. You're off to a great start. We honor you, young man.
Thank you. I honor y'all as well, and I'm definitely a part of that millennial movement.
I love it, man. It's a hot platform on Thursday night.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you. And guys, I mean, listen, take notes. If you know anybody who's in that age range, drive them to that platform on Thursday night. It's a powerful platform, no question about it. You're going to hear stories like Dante, and it inspires young people, because many of them are still looking, trying to find their way to figure out what they want to do with the rest of their lives. I was with a group of young men the other day, and their desire is to have a studio, recording studio. So now why don't we already have that in place? Because they don't have the financial means. So I say take a look at MWR Financial as a way to generate the income that you need to build a studio. Buy the building. Those are the kind of things that we can begin to do. Now you're in a position where you can generate income through that studio, because you can rent out and hire out. I mean, do, you know, as it relates space to help other people, young up and coming recorded artists, have a place to go. And man, this is just something special here. We got our hands on something, no question about it. Who's up next? Now, Coach T, I definitely, if you're in a position to speak, we definitely want to hear from you tonight, sir. But anybody else, as we wait, guys, this is truly exciting for me to be able to do this on a Monday night and to have this sort of participation. We can build on this. What does it look like when every one of us bring one person back next Monday? Now we've got 60 some odd people on this platform. So this thing can grow. It absolutely can grow. Thursdays under the same platform for tonight's platform. No, sir, Bob, that will not be. We'll send out that advertisement or that promotion flyer for Thursday night. The platform will be different. Matter of fact, if I had it here in front of me, I could quote it to you right now, but we'll make sure you get that. It will not be this platform on Thursday night, but that millennial platform is hot. And that would be the one that you want to send, much like the women's platform. I've got a ton of women on that platform as we speak. So you've got other leadership doing the work for you. And there you go. Daryl Banks just posted it. Bobcat, if you can see that, how to build my wealth. There you go. He's got it. So pull that from the chat, sir. That's your access for Thursday night. Mr. Banks, thank you for that. Always coming through in a major way. But anybody else, guys, any comments, as it relates to where you are with your business? What has it done for you? Where do you see it taking you? What sort of vision has it allowed you to create?
Dr. Bob.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I just got a quick question.
Sure.
The gentleman that spoke before, did he say he was 76 years old?
Hey, look, Raymond, I don't believe it either, but Richard Greer said he is 76 years old. Richard, come back to the platform, sir. I told you, man, you're going to have to prove this to people. And look, I'm 61, Mr. Tolson, and he moves better than I do.
Listen, all I can say is, blessed, highly favored. My favorite saying our pastor says, I'm too blessed to be stressed. Just keep that in mind. And like I said, I'm out here to help everybody, Mr. Tolson, everybody on this platform. And you can count on me being involved with Dr. Parker from this point over, because I have been, I don't want to say behind the scenes. Yes, I've been behind the scenes, but they have now forced my hands by embarrassing me talking about my age to come up in front of the scene. So yes, it's 76 this last August.
Oh, congratulations, my brother. I'm 77 myself, so
Hey,
you inspire me.
look forward to meet you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Forward to meeting you.
I love it. I love it, gentlemen. Hey, and it's never too late, and when we look at it, it's a number, and that's all it is. Your vision is still there. We found a vehicle that can help us make that dream a reality, and we're going to take this thing and run with it. We're going to impact lives all over this country. This is awesome. And Mr. Tolson, Richard's tagline is "Keep smiling," and every time I see him, he's doing it.
Hello, how you doing, Mr. Parker? Dr.
Hey,
Parker.
if it gets any better, I won't be able to stand it. And you ask me how I'm doing now that you're here, my friend, everything is going to be all right.
You know, we all here. Sometimes I'm the coach up in the skybox and make sure we're playing the right play. That's all, man. That's all. And I'm hearing from Richard Greer, the young man who just spoke, who's an elephant, and he doesn't know he's just I'm related to him.
Wow.
But we'll get to that. And I know he's from South Carolina, probably around the Aiken area, so I might know a little something. But I come from the elephant lineage. But anyway, this is Coach T. Appreciate this platform. And we got men on this call, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Just want to make sure we check the roster. We want to check your ID at the door. You know what I mean? So because, sometimes men, we just have to do some real talk. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And I once heard it said this way: if we're not making each other better, sharpening each other iron, we're doing ourselves a disservice. And they call me a coach for a reason. I don't want to be elaborate with the words and tickle people's ears, because when we're talking to men, so much responsibility from God is given to us.
Come on now.
And I've seen it where a lot of times we're operating with the neck in front of the head. And I've seen that curse. And I've seen it in my own family, where we as men are held responsible to maintain the vision and understand that our women and the women that we support make us better. And a lot of times I see, the body and people moving, and you got the arm on top of the head, you got the leg in front of where the eye is, and we're just out of order. And when it comes to the financial responsibility, one question was asked to me by one of my mentors, who just keeps it very transparent, and he just happens to be a billionaire. I found out the more money people make, the less they say. Just a side note, all right? And matter of fact, the more humble they live too. Just a side note, Warren Buffett drives a Buick. How about that? But because it becomes bigger than the money. And he asked me this one question when I was around 30 years old. And he says, I'm gonna be very transparent with you, young man, because you make good money. You're in the music industry. A lot of y'all don't know that, but I'm in the music industry. You're making $20,000 a month. This is my early ages now. And he says, let me ask you one question, because you're married. He said, you ever heard of the X Factor? And I said, no, I never heard of the X Factor. I'm doing good. I work New York City Transit, bus driver, make good money, hip hop industry, making good money, making over $250,000, young man, not doing too bad. He said, let me ask you one question, son. He says, what's going to happen? What would ever happen if you were X'd out the equation to your family? Now, we having real talk. I mean, we saw the presentation, we saw the overview, we cast the vision. We know, look, this thing works. I'm going to let y'all know $300 to $600 a month daily. That's not a bad paycheck. I'm going to be honest with you, outside when that's your side income. And I'm not retirement age yet. I have 2 businesses outside this. But MWR is the only one right now that actually, if anything ever happened to my ability to perform, you have to ask yourself, where would your wife be?
Wow.
What condition would your children be in? Where would your family be? See, in these type of hard talks, maybe look at this industry and what we do as being servants and entrepreneurs. I call myself a serial entrepreneur because we're serial problem solvers. That's all it is. We're not, we like to say network marketing and all that, that all sounds good. The Federal Trade Commission has to put us in a category. But what are we really in? We're in the problem solving business. sharing the gospel, sharing the good news. But he said this to me: what would happen if you lost your ability to perform to the quality of your life? How fast would your wife have to invite another person into her life to help her pay the bills?
Wow.
Now, I'm gonna be real talk with y'all, because this is where we are. 2024 is gonna be a wild ride. I hope y'all are starting to hear about the Brits and what the Brits is. I want us to start thinking global. I know I'm saying this intentionally because there's some people on this line that know exactly what I'm talking about. But we're going into a very tricky economy, and I want to ask every man on this line, outside of your job, where would your family be? What quality of life would your family have if you were X out of the equation? Now, I'm not saying you passed away, transition, lost your ability to perform. Are you going to give that responsibility to your job, Social Security, benefits? See, this is the only opportunity that I have ever been involved in, that now, if something happened to me, I know I'm leaving my wife 12 to 15 grand a month coming in, even if I'm not around.
Wow.
See, I do it for those reasons. I don't do it for the ring. I don't do it even for the money. I'm doing it because if I am X out of the equation, will my New York City Transit retirement take care of my family? I'm gonna answer that question real quick. No. How do you know, Coach? Because my father worked there for 39 years, was the first Black bus driver in 1963 when they started allowing them after the war to drive buses. African Americans were not allowed to drive them. He's in the history books of New York City Transit, the first Black bus driver. I'm letting y'all know. 1 month after my father passed away, and he got the biggest retirement. They call it the golden whatever it was, the golden handcuffs, whatever it was. I call it handcuffs. He retired on 11 grand a month, full benefits. But guess what happened? 1 month after my father transitioned, this is when I had a wake-up call. This is before MWR. Chase Bank called back on that money because the transit authority stopped paying. His house went into probate up in North Carolina. We lost that. What do we have in place as men, and leaving examples for these young entrepreneurs, like the young man that just spoke, who's my family, Mr. Oliphant, just spoke, looking at us as leaders, as examples? What do we have that if something happens to your ability to perform, your wife won't have to compromise? I'm gonna be 100.
Wow.
See, because it's time for some real daggone talk.
Yeah.
Anybody know daggone MWR?
Right.
I'm talking about real stuff that's happening right now. And in the next 12 to 24 months, y'all gonna see a whole shift in this economy. If not sooner. It's supposed to start in October. Don't want to scare nobody. See, Coach T love you enough to tell you the truth. Fellas, we got to turn our pants around. We're going to have to take leadership decisions. We're going to have to be the examples that your wife needs you to be, your family needs you to be, your daughters need you to be, your sons definitely need you to be, and everybody else looking at us. Because it's game on now.
It's time, my friend.
See, I'm glad this is a men's talk, because this is where Coach T really want to talk about. I want to stir some people up. And what options are you investing in even outside of MWR? You keep hearing this is to create the cash flow so we can invest in other things that keep earning income outside of what we do.
There you go.
I'm invested in so many other projects because of the cash flow from MWR. I'm letting y'all know, y'all can get to the $1 million ring just being a professional inviter. You don't got to be TD Jakes the second, the best articulate speaker, the best presenter. You don't have to. Be the best presenter. Be the best inviter. Invite people to the best. We got the best. Listen to Gerald Park. My goodness, that's so simple to promote. Listen to a Brian Bean, the genius of a Brian Bean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know we have the best of the best? I want to have real talk. Is that all right, Gerald? That's why I kind of held back a little bit. I want everybody to kind of talk.
Well,
because the system proves itself.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And I love everybody enough to tell male men the truth. I'm serious.
It's time.
Sometimes somebody have to sit us down and say, hey, what is your family? Will your family have to compromise if you lose your ability to perform? Or you're going to hand them off to Social Security or 401? See, it's game on now.
Yes, sir.
But yes, back to you, Joe.
No, sir. Thank you.
I want to open it up for some real talk. That's why
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
I like that, and we're gonna get everybody engaged, because you just open up some real discussion, real talk, and we've lost a lot of ground as men. I'm talking to men now, we've lost a lot of ground. It is now time for us to take back our rightful place. But you make a very good point. If you lose the ability to be the provider, then what happens? We're talking legacy here, gentlemen. We have a chance to really put things in motion now, and let's finish this work that we've started. So you got Dr. Blackman fired up. He's back. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir.
You got me fired up, Gerald. I took one of my guys to court this morning. And Gerald, when I got to the courthouse, man, the line to get in was around the corner to the parking lot.
Wow.
And I mean, that line stayed that way for an hour and a half, Cheryl. And everybody in line, for the most part, was black and brown.
Wow.
And we got into the courtroom, Gerald, and he had what we thought was a simple case involving a gun and some drugs. And we get to the courtroom, and it turns out to be a Class X felony.
Whoa.
Which carries 25 to life. Whew, this is a 21-year-old man.
Wow.
21-year-old man.
See that?
And I've been working with him. When I first met him, he didn't have a high school diploma. He didn't have a driver's license. He has both of those. His family was living, in conditions I can't even explain. And so Coach T is absolutely right, man. You have men on this phone who do this work not because they try to put more money in their pocket. We do this work because we understand our responsibility to the community and to this globe.
Yeah.
We have a responsibility to our communities, our family. I started to school, Gerald, because I have a great-granddaughter who was born on my birthday 2 years ago.
Amen.
And I decided I have a place for her to have a decent education. I'm just moved. I listened to the young man talk about the studio. One of my guys came to me, 2 years ago, said he wanted to open up a studio in his home. I said, you come up with half the money, I'll come up with the other half. He got his half of the money together. I went to Guitar Center. I said, hey, this is what we need. We need a home studio. They gave us about a 40% discount on all the equipment. He has the equipment in his house. He's producing his own music now and just got his associate's degree from one of the city colleges in music production.
Amen.
That's what we talking about.
But when men step up, I heard somebody say this a long time ago, Gerald, and it's still true. When men step up, boys sit down.
Come on now.
So
Come on.
I think that what all of us recognize is age is more than a number. It ain't just a number. You don't get to be old being no fool.
There you go.
I think between all of us on this call, everybody that I've heard speak so far, including the young man, there's a lot of wisdom on this call.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
And more so than dollars, we need a lot of times, Gerald, just information.
Yep.
And we need to know that other people can relate to what we're going through. As men, because we don't get to talk about this stuff. You considered weak, and soft if you talk about the stuff that's real for human beings.
Right.
And we are men, but we're human beings also.
Absolutely.
Sir.
We deal with stuff just like other people deal. I'm dealing with the trauma, Gerald, in Chicago. I'm in Chicago. And the violence in Chicago is just unprecedented. I was born and raised in Chicago. I have never seen it like this, Gerald. But I can't go hide in my house and act like it ain't happening.
Right.
I have to get out here and I have to talk to these young people and try to get them to understand that there are other alternatives.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so, we got work to do. We got work to do, and we need the resources. We need to know our bills are paid, our families are taken care of, so we can do that work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's about impact, sir. It's about impact, and you understand the importance of it. And what happens when we all make that level of commitment to not only ourselves and our family, but our communities, our states, our cities. What sort of difference can be made then? Yeah, we have that responsibility. It is ours to have, and we've got to position ourselves. Coach T talked about us sort of being out of order. It is now time for us to take our rightful place, we have a job to do, no question about it. And I'm just grateful to be able to share this platform with all of you men. I'm excited to be working with you. Man, I tell you what, this really inspires me, gives me my reason to want to continue to fight. Brother Tremaine, welcome to the platform, sir. Just
Hey, man, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, loud and clear, my friend. It's good to hear your voice.
Oh man, it's good to hear yours as well. I just had to sit in. Just listening, like y'all said, all the wisdom that's on the call. And it's just something to be honest, as a young man myself, first and foremost, like you guys, what y'all are saying, like I said, it is very true. And it does really matter. And I say this as a young man myself because I was talking with Coach T and had a conversation with him actually last week about something like this, because you don't understand the impact that it makes for a younger person when an older individual shares something, not necessarily just from a place of an MWR, but a place of wisdom that allows and helps that young person to elevate in their life. And when they come back and they see something having the MWR, they realize and saying, oh, the blessings have been flowing in my life to be able to be able to work through it, to be able to utilize it so that it can set me up for the purpose that it was calling me to go and do in the first place.
Wow.
So like, I just say, like, just being around this and also hearing that wisdom, hearing you guys speak on it, hearing you guys talk on it, this stuff is important. I think that we all have to be able to, I'm saying for myself, we have to be able to tap into what's important right now. Every day we walk out of the house, we're supposed to be a blessing.
Yes.
And I think and believe that every moment that I take it for myself, when I walk out of the house, I'm there to be a blessing for somebody in that day, somebody, and let someone know about what opportunities are out here for them and how it can help and benefit their life. And like I said, the man that was just talking, just to hear that he understands, like, he has to go out in his community. He lives in Chicago, but he knows that when he steps out that door, he's out there for purpose and he's giving somebody something. And I told Coach T, I said, man, just a transparent. I told him, I said, at the age of 21, I didn't understand why I met you. Wow. Had no idea. Didn't understand. But I said, now at the age of 33, I better understand why you were supposed to be a part of my life.
Yeah.
Because I said, now I understand what the true wealth is, what the true knowledge is, and how God intended for this to be the way that it was. And so I say this as an example for other young people or people on the line, or even for those who are older, is that you don't know the impact of how you will change a person's life who is younger, because you accept the responsibility of being able to make sure that you impart the proper wisdom and knowledge and things into their lives that will help them. Because Coach T did what he did when I was 21, at 33, I've learned more than and broke so many things in my own personal family that would have never been broken if I would not, as a young man, have made the choice. But also, if he is not an older, wiser man, would have been able to say, I understand my duty and responsibility. And like you always say, Gerald, how we're called to a greater calling. We're called to something greater. Yeah. And the fact is I believe a part of that greater calling is accepting responsibility. And when we accept this responsibility, I think that so many things will change, not just for ourselves, but also for so many around us as well, too. And I say this, guess what? Now I'm able to take what I've learned and what I'm learning, and guess what? Start passing that same knowledge off. Because now it's not just the fact of having money. It's not just the fact of having resources. That's all a blessing. But guess what? The best blessing is the fact that as a young man, a young Black male as well, being able to take that exact knowledge and give it to the next young person who is willing to learn, who is willing to take it, and let that young man grow. And that changes not just his life. That one impact, I heard it reading it like this. We're not doing this for temporary satisfaction. We're doing this for eternal glory. We're doing this for something greater than ourselves. That's greater than this. So that's the thing everybody needs to understand. Remember, it's always something, it's a life after this. So we got to turn around understanding that we are building here for what's beyond this point. So I just had to say that because y'all, man, y'all just, the wisdom, I just love listening to wisdom. Like, it's great to hear every time I get a call.
Brother Tremaine, it's an honor, sir. Truly, truly, no question about it. But as you said, it's about impact, and we have the ability to make impact in a very positive way. And our lives were designed to be that, you know, by design. This is all purpose here, you know, man. And God has given us the resources. He's made the provision. We just need to step into it and be who He has called us to be, the great men to lead this great work on this kingdom that He's given us, this earthly kingdom. Guys, this is only the beginning. We're going to be doing some incredible things to impact the lives of so many people, particularly young people across this country. Well, listen, that concludes our time. I can stay and hang out with you guys all night, but I'm telling you, man, this is good stuff. I'm looking forward to being here again next Monday. We may have Brian House and Adamo Tolson. Mr. Tolson is scheduled to be our guest next Monday night. But I think we're onto something. We stay with this theme, and we want now to begin to hold each other accountable. And do what we have to do as brothers in arms as we move our lives forward to continue to make impact and make a difference. With that being said, I love you guys. Truly an honor to be in business with you. Look forward to seeing you back on this platform again next Monday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Great to be here.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Appreciate it, Gerald.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Great call. Great call. Real talk.
I loved it.
Thank you, everybody.
Good real. Love it.